In this lesson you will learn about some of the basic features of the interface and how to use the date selector to compare different periods of time. First we're going to have a look at the date selector. By default, when you sign in, the date selector will always select a month back from yesterday. It won't include the current day as it isn't over, although you can select it too if you want. What the date selector does is it changes the data you see based on the dates you are looking at. So as an example, if I select last Monday to Sunday, you'll see it now only shows me a week worth of data. And the metrics will change to show what they are for this period. What you can also do that's very useful is compare different date periods. Let's just say I want to compare the previous week. I just click here. And now I have made my comparison. As you see as well, this graph has now plotted another line in orange for the previous period. The metrics will also change when it's comparing, and they'll give you a percentage difference. A lot of these now are in red because the metrics are less than the previous period. If they are more than the previous period, they show in green. But there's an exception to the rule. You might have noticed it. Bounce rate has gone up but is still in red. This is because lowering bounce rate is usually the goal, and usually you'll want to keep bounce rate as low as possible. So as it's higher, it's seen as a negative change. Comparing week on week is fine, but you might want to compare longer periods, like a month. So I will select April, and I want to compare to March. So I'll click Compare to Previous Period. The problem here is that March has 31 days in it, and April has 30. So you have two options. You can either view the report like it is, or, if you want, view the actual month comparison. To do that, you click on the first day of the second period, and then on the calendar, click on the first day that you want to compare from. So in this case, it's May 1st. And then you click on the last day you want, May 31st. And now I have made my comparison. Something you'll see on many of the reports is the data over time graph. This is very useful for you to get an overview of the metrics over a period of time you have selected. The current metric selected is visits, but we can change that to all the ones you see listed here. For now, let's just check bounce rate. We can see how bounce rate has changed over the period of the month, and if you wanted, we could still compare longer ranges of time. So you can see how different seasons and holidays may affect bounce rate, or anything else you select. What you can also do here is select a secondary metric to add to the data over time graph. But since we're already comparing metrics to another period, it can get a bit messy, so I'll just take this comparison off. And I will compare visits and bounce rate. Sometimes this can be useful if you have lost traffic over a period of time and are worried about how it may affect your business, but sometimes you'll see your bounce rate go much lower with less traffic, which might actually be more valuable to you. Or the exact opposite might happen. You might get a huge increase in traffic, but also much higher bounce rate, and in reality, less or the same amount of valuable visitors. You can change the way you view this graph, either by hour, which looks very messy in a period this long, by day, as we were doing before, by week, or by month,